Hi, 7th graders. All right, we are going to be on section 4.3, so please write that at the top of your notebook paper and go to page 138 in your book. This section is very similar to 4.2. 4.2, we solved inequalities using addition and subtraction, but this time we're going to use multiplication or division. Super simple. You guys are going to do super well on this one, I promise. I would like you guys to actually start off on page 140. That's where all of the example problems are. Now, just like a normal equation, look at number 1. Let's just pretend this was x divided by 5 equals -3. If I wanted you to solve for x, you guys would do the opposite of what's happening to it. It is being divided by 5, so the opposite would be to multiply by 5, okay? And then you would get x equals -15. You guys, there's nothing different except for you have an inequality symbol. So I'd multiply each side by 5, which is what they did. Multiply each side by 5, and then they get x is less than or equal to 15. Then they graph it, okay? So they graphed it for us. They went to -15, closed circle, and they said everything that away is a solution. Go ahead and write 1, 2, and 3 in your notebook. We are going to do these all together as practice. First one, n divided by 3 is less than 1. How do I get n all by itself? Do the opposite of what's happening. It is being divided by 3, so the opposite would be 2. Times it by 3. Bye-bye. Oops, I already made a mistake. It's not n equals, it's n is less than. 1 times 3 is 3. Now graph it. Go to my 3, open circle, n is smaller, so anything that way. Number 2, how do I get m all by itself? Well, m is being divided by 10, so the opposite would be to multiply by 10. Bye-bye. Rewrite your inequality. 10 times -0.5. Well, I know that my answer is going to be negative. Anything times 10, you can just add a 0, but you can also move the decimal. It's kind of interesting. Watch this. 10 times 0.5. 50, but then move our decimal in 1. So the answer is 5. -5. If I were to graph that, I'd go to -5. Close circle, m is bigger, anything that way. Like I said, guys, this chapter is super easy. All you're doing is solving for the variable, but you're using multiplication and division. Number 3, what's happening to p? It's being multiplied by 2/3, I mean. Now, I could divide by 2/3 to get rid of it. But we learned that there's a little shortcut. I can actually multiply by the reciprocal, and it makes it go away. Multiply both sides by the reciprocal. 3 times -3 is -9. 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, so p is less than -9/2. You guys, -9/2 is the same as what as a mixed number? How many times can 2 go into 9? Well, 5 would be too many, so it must be 4. It's going to be negative because this is -9. Okay, so if it went in 4 times, that'd be 8. 1 would be left over. Oh, so easy. Let's go graph this. Go to, this would be -4. This would be -5. Right in the middle. Open circle. P is smaller, anything that way. All right, remember, if I'm going too fast, you can always rewind. You can always pause. I do want you to have 1, 2, and 3 written in your notes for today's lesson. I'm going to move on. Now, we're going to do 4, 5, and 6 in your notes. Okay? How do I get B all by itself? Divide by 4, divide by 4. Okay, so those go away. B is greater than or equal to 2/4. 2/4, you guys? Hey, I'm going to erase that. 2/4 is the same thing as 1/2. Now graph it. 1/2, closed circle, B is bigger. Good. We're going to do 4, 5, and 6 in your notes, okay? So let's do number 5. What's happening to K? It's being multiplied by 12, so we're going to divide by 12. K is less than or equal to -2, because you know 12 times 2 is 24. Now graph that little sucker. How easy is that? Just go to -2, close circle, K is smaller, anything that way. Number 6, what is happening to Q? It's being multiplied by 2.5, so we're going to divide by 2.5. All right, those go away. Ooh, I almost said Q equals. Q is greater than. Now, -15 divided by 2.5. Remember, I can't divide things if there's a decimal in the denominator. So I have to move that decimal out of there. If I move it out of there one space here, I have to move this decimal one space here. So now I actually have 150 over 25. That one's easy. 25 divided by 150? Think of money too, guys. Okay, how many times does 25 go into 1? It doesn't. How many times does 25 go into 15? It doesn't. How many times does 25 go into 150? So let's find out. 25 times, let's try, I know 4 of those is 100. So 2 more, 5, 6. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 and 6 is 12. 13, 14, 15. There we go. 6 whole times. So, -15 divided by 2.5 is -6. Go ahead and graph it. Open circle, Q is bigger. All right, super easy, you guys. Just solve for the variable to get it all by itself. All right. 7 through 10. Once again, super easy. You don't have to write all of these in your notes. Let's just do number 9 and 10, okay? So write 9 and 10 in your notes, but you don't have to worry about 7 and 8. All right, I want you guys to get the variable all by itself on 9. What's happening into it? It's being multiplied by 6/5. Now I could divide by 6/5, but the easier solution would be to multiply by the reciprocal. If I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other. Okay. -12 times 5 is -60. I think of a clock. 6 times 1 is 6. -60 divided by 6 is -10. And that's my answer, but now I need to graph it. -10 is greater than or equal to, so m is going to be smaller, so it's going to be anything that way. And close circle. I want you to have all of that in your notes. Number 10. How do I get the variable all by itself? Well, it's being multiplied. I could divide, but I know a sneaky trick is to multiply by the reciprocal. Negative. Don't forget it's negative though, okay? Bye-bye. If I do it to one side, I gotta do it to the other. Don't forget that negative, guys. That's so important. Negative times a negative is a positive. So this is gonna be 40 divided by 2 is greater than or equal to h. 40 divided by 2 is 20, which means the solution is going to be h is less than or equal to 20. Whoosh. Draw me my little graph. Closed circle. H is smaller. That's the whole lesson, guys. It's just multiplying, dividing to get rid of the numbers next to h, or whatever variable you got going on, okay? Super simple. We are not going to do the homework out of the book. I will upload the worksheet that goes with this, which you guys will be happy about because there's less questions on it. Remember, when doing the worksheet, if you cannot print it, that's okay. Just do the work and show me the work and show me the answers by circling them on a piece of paper. Scan it, upload it, and then you're set. You get all your points. It will be due on Tuesday. So turn this in by Tuesday. If it's late, you get 2 points off for every day it's late, okay? All right, guys, good luck. These are super fun. Don't stress out.